So what if I told you didn't have to manually create your captions anymore? Davinci Resolve 18.5 allows you to not only make your captions automatically, but you can customize them to your liking. Now, for a lot of people, this has been a huge thing to why people have not switched to Davinci. And I've been on Davinci for years and I've always been a fan. But a lot of people have had this problem where the captions were so hard to make in there, or they took too much time, or they had to use third-party apps like CapCut to even get these captions done. So what I'm going to show you today is an exciting new feature that Davinci Resolve 18.5 has finally put out that's going to allow you to make your captions in just seconds. Let's get into Davinci and let's see what it looks like. So here I am in Davinci with a brand new timeline. And there's a couple things you want to do first before you even start making all these captions. So I'm going to give you an easy way to get everything set up. So the first thing you want to do is find whatever footage that you have and start throwing it in Davinci. Anything you need to make captions for. It could even be a completed project that you want to add captions to. I went ahead and dragged it into the media pools. Now we're going to drag it onto the timeline. So now that I'm on the timeline and my footage is on the timeline, what you can actually do is take out a segment that you really want to make captions for, and I'm gonna make it super easy for you guys. I'm gonna cut here and then maybe go for about 10 or 15 seconds, whatever. Let's say you have a long timeline and you only want certain clips to have subtitles or captions. What you want to do is press the I key to set the in and the O key to set the out. So this will actually make sure everything inside of these brackets here is ready to go and ready to be captioned or subtitled. So now that I have that set up, the next thing you want to do is go over here to timeline, and then you have this easy little button right here that says create subtitles from audio. Go ahead and click it. Now, what I like to do, some people just leave it on auto, but I like to switch my language to English. Subtitle default is totally fine. Now, this is where a lot of you guys can have a lot of fun. So some people say the maximum characters per line. Some people go to like 7 characters. I typically like about 10. And I'm going to actually show you guys exactly what single line looks like first. So now you can see my ugly subtitles are on the timeline. And I don't want it to look like this. I don't want it to look like this. It looks nuts. And it kind of blends in too much with my shirt and anything else in the background. So what I want to do is start customizing my captions. So you can click on these captions and you can even check for misspellings. Just go through and make sure all your spelling is right and make sure everything is checked first. Because frankly, this is AI, this is software, and there are going to be a couple of problems or a couple of like errors. So to actually start customizing this, you want to switch over to this track panel here. And once you switch over to the track panel, you're going to have font, color, size, spacing, drop shadow, all these good things. So the first thing I like to do is set up my font. And for me, my brand, I use Unisans a lot. Unisans is my brand, is really like my brand font, but it still blends in a little bit too much, right? So the best thing you could do is add a drop shadow or a background. I like adding a background, and you see I've got this little transparent background here that covers everything up and makes it a little bit more readable for the viewer. So I would recommend you get the opacity to where you want it to be and turn this thing up a little bit to black this thing out. So now this is easily readable. So now when you play the video, it's going to just go through and have all this black on the background, so it's readable for the audience and readable for people watching the video. And you can do millions of things with this. You can change the color to, you know, yellow or red. It could be anything that you want it to be that goes along with your brand or that goes along with maybe your client's brand, whoever you're working with. And this is going to save you guys at least an hour of work, I can guarantee you, because most of the time when we're using Davinci, you have to export this video out, you have to send it to CapCut, you have to press the auto captions button, then you have to go in and change everything. Just use Davinci for what it is and let it do all the stuff for you. So now if you want to get even fancier, you can add strokes, you know what I mean? You could add different things to make your captions stand out. Now there is a very important step that you need to keep these subtitles when you export this video. So now we're at the deliver page, and you want to make sure once again that your in and out is selected. So you use the letter I on your keyboard and then O to end it on your keyboard. Make sure you get all your formats and everything set up, and you want to go down here to subtitle settings. And this is super important. Do not miss this step, or else these subtitles will not pop up on your video and you're gonna be mad at me because you didn't follow directions. Go to export subtitle, turn this on, and the way to get them on your video is to say burn into video. And what this is going to do is it's going to add all these subtitles. You can see them here. It's going to add these subtitles onto your video when you render it. And this is great. I think this is something that a lot of people should be using. And I think it's going to make our workflows a lot quicker, especially guys that work with a lot of clients or that really don't have the time to keep sending everything to their phone, keep getting on CapCut and going to third-party apps. It's a lot of work, and really, frankly, you get tired of it. So I'm glad that Davinci finally got off their asses, and thank you, Davinci, and thank you, Blackmagic, and allowed us to do this inside of the Davinci NLE. Thank you. So what you're gonna do now is go ahead and add to render queue and hit render all. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna go ahead and burn all these into the video. So what I'll do now is go and find this video. And just to show you guys that it works, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. You will see that the captions are now burned in, and I'm super excited finally to have these captions burned in, and I could actually save time and save countless amounts of hours doing exports. So if you like this video and this really helped you out, let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm actually dropping another video soon about a new feature in here that a lot of people are not using yet, and if you are, you'll know what I'm talking about. So stay tuned for the next video and let me know if you guys need help. Peace.